There is an abandoned railway tunnel in Niagara Falls which has a special significance. It is the birthplace of an infamous urban legend. For decades, people have hiked through the woods to catch a glimpse of the ghosts in what locals have christened the Screaming Tunnel. One young woman brought her visiting friend. She shared the sad tale of the little girl who had been killed inside and whose tragic story became the basis for this ghostly legend. Like many local young people, she had already challenged the ghost of the tunnel, proving her courage to her friends. She then prompted her friend to do the same and share in this Niagara Falls rite of passage. The two women waited for nightfall. At midnight, they returned. The local explained to her friend that for everything to work, she would have to stand in the tunnel and light a wooden match, but she had to do it alone. Not knowing what to expect, her fear began to mount. She fumbled with the matches. Her heart was pounding. Her friend raced in, only to find her shaking in terror. The visitor had learned firsthand why this place had earned the name, the Screaming Tunnel.
In Niagara Falls, Ontario, a local legend has become a rite of passage for the city's youth. For generations, they have tested their courage against the spirit of a murdered young girl. Now, no passage into adulthood is complete without a trip through the Screaming Tunnel.
The tunnel has lots of mystery and legend. The tunnel itself was built just before the outbreak of World War I. When funds fell through and they were having financial difficulties, all plans had to be scrapped, including the tunnel here. It was just left unused. There is the infamous legend here of the girl who brutally died in the tunnel.
According to legend, the little girl had been forced to flee from her psychopathic father. He had just lost a bitter custody battle and in a fit of rage had burnt down their house.
Get back here!
Narrowly escaping the fire, the little girl tried desperately to get away.
Where do you go?
She ran as fast as she could through the woods near her home, but every time she stopped for breath, she could hear her father coming up behind her. He was closing in quickly.
Where are you?
Searching for a place to hide, she came upon the abandoned tunnel. In terror, she ran into the darkness, hoping the shadows would conceal her. But there was no hiding from her deranged father. He followed her into the tunnel. He then doused her with gasoline. And in one horrible final moment, burned her alive. Since then, paranormal investigators have recorded strange sounds echoing through the tunnel. Mostly eerie screams. Some of the investigators also claim to have made physical contact with more than one spirit, leading them to believe that the terrified little girl may not be the only ghost who haunts the screaming tunnel.
They say that at midnight you can come here to the tunnel, stand right in the center of it, bring matches. They say that they have to be wooden matches. You can't use a lighter. And when you strike the match, you hold it up, and you're supposed to hear a scream, immediately followed by the match burning out.
The same local resident and her friend bravely returned to see if they could repeat their earlier experience. Again, they heard the frightening scream, but this time, when they turned towards the entrance, they saw a transparent figure approaching them. It is believed that the little girl's father is one of the other ghosts in the tunnel. Though he disappeared after the murder, perhaps he remains there to relive that fateful day. Or maybe he is looking for more victims. Local legend says that if he actually reaches someone inside, they will die instantly. Not wishing to test the myth, the two girls fled. But many others come every day, brave souls willing to challenge the spirits of the screaming tunnel.